There's a reason she's alone. You can't pin her down because no one needs her home and needs her around. She says there's beauty in the hills, chip in the sky. So don't be sad because I roam. It keeps me alive. To impress her, it's too damn hard to stay loyal without going too far. If I see her again, promise I won't
With every truth I believe UCD, but unless Drags here can do something in the 1v2, Padge is quite low. And he is going to be the one to come into first contact here, but he's not going to miss that shot. And between Ventake and Padge, they're cleaning up the whole UCD side, so that's going to be the pistol round going over to TUD.
Yeah, fantastic stuff there, right? Ventake perfectly countering that smoke. UCD completely caught out. None of them looking towards CT, and Ventake able to find 2 free kills there to net TUD Apes that pistol round. So UCD not going to elect for a force buy. They're just going to pick up a few pistols and maybe hope to get the bomb down in this one. They're going to take it over towards A, where it's going to be Extinct lying in wait with an MP9, but all 5 UCD players now charging out Squeaky. There's actually nobody on site here from TUD Apes, so if UCD players can get onto site, they could find the plant, but unfortunately for them, Extinct is ready and waiting with an MP9 in hand, and he's going to take an ace like that all day long.
I'm not sure, Ferrex. You'll have to play devil's advocate here, but did 2 of the UCD players try to open the door at the same time?
I believe they did.
I think they did. I think they did. It's not what you want to see. But, you know, I'd say that round was going to be mopped up by TUD anyway. That's not dwell on the details, but that will be the second round going in favour of the CTs. As we see the buy coming in now, UCD have got their hands on the AKs. Not a huge amount of utility, but they're going to try and make it work regardless. TUD, a bit of a bonus round here. Still 3 SMGs across the board. Ventake and Padge going to be the ones to watch, I think, on the TUD side from what I've heard. Sources say. And they've got the AUGs in hand. UCD. Oh, but a great shot from Drags there. That's going to open up mid now. Ventake is out of this one. Padge is going to win out that battle with Incipiens, and Evan is going to go down as well. No trade potential at all over on the B bomb site. Extinct is going to find a kill of his own now. We're down to a 2-on-4 all of a sudden, Ferrex.
Good stuff there by the TUD Apes so far in this round, just showcasing a little bit of team play there. That flash into checkers left Evan completely blind, and Dave Pancho was essentially a free kill. And Ventake not happy with that kill on him in mid, but the remaining 2 UCD players, Drags and Turtle, are going to make their way over towards A, but that's a fantastic Molotov by Extinct to just hold them off, allow for the rotate. Turtle going to get tagged down a little bit, but Extinct swinging out is going to get dropped, but not before he finds Mr. Turtle, so it's just Drags all alone. Is expecting the second player on site? Not quite. No Fear is going to be able to drop him, and that's going to give TUD their 3rd round. And despite only having, 2 rifles in that round, Cardinal, they still managed to make it work in a pretty convincing round with 3 players alive at the end of that round.
Yeah, and they were in a 4-on-2 situation, and at that point had maybe lost track of the UCD players a little bit, but still managed to close it out, taking 3 players into the next round, and more importantly, bringing all their equipment with them as well. So their economy is going to be starting off very strong on the CT side, which, as we know, is always extremely important. UCD, on the other hand, now just a couple of upgraded pistols, which we know to be deadly, but that gap in the smoke is going to cause huge problems. And Aract with a 4k already now, Drags all on his own with a deagle in hand, but is going to pick up the kill and retrieves the AUG. Now that could be interesting here. He might be able to do quite a significant amount of economic damage, but caught between a rock and a hard place as TUD collapse on top of him, and I'm not quite sure any player would be able to get out of that situation, Jack.
Well, I mean, we saw Kenny S do something magical from that exact position with an AUG, but obviously Drags no armor and only an AUG to hand, unable to get anything done. So a little bit of a throw around for the UCD Swans. Obviously they were hoping to get a bomb down maybe, but Aract said no to that, and that was it. But they're going to be able to fully invest into this one. AKs and full utility all round, so a bit more of a competitive round coming out here. We're going to see if UCD can make anything of it, try to get their first round on the board. I think they're going to go for actually the boost here on top of Van. Just standing here, you can see that anybody who's standing on white box, but there's nobody there for the TUD Apes to present themselves just yet. As I say that, Fear is going to step out, but the boost UCD is gone, so he's going to be able to get away. And 5 players still up for both teams. Extinct pushing into A main. Going to take that portion of map control, but UCD going to boost a player up, 2 players up in mid actually. It's good information for the TUD Apes that there's nobody from UCD in A main at the moment. It allows them to have this heavy mid presence that we're seeing at the moment, and it's the right call for TUD at the moment because there's Two players coming out now. Drags pushing his way up towards white box. Going to come into contact with No Fear any second. That good flash. No Fear is just going to be able to get away through that smoke, but actually he runs back into them and both players blind. Nobody's not quite sure what's going on. No Fear going to come out on top. Eventually Extinct as well, finding one onto Incipiens, but Evan is going to drop Extinct, and No Fear dropping off the ladder is going to find the kill onto Drags, but not before the bomb gets planted, and it's all down onto Evan and Mr. Turtle, and we don't have a lot of utility to work with. Mr. Turtle in A main and Evan on quad have it all to do at the moment. 4 TUD players. That Molotov is going to force Evan out right into the crosshairs of Arct, and it's all onto Turtle. Going to find the first kill, and 3 players coming in onto him at the moment, and Padge just peeking around the corner is going to remove his head, and a 5th round for TUD Apes now with no reply from UCD as of yet. Cardinal. 3 players surviving again, so they're not even particularly close rounds. UCD maybe need to take a timeout here, figure out what they want to do with this, because so far they're not being able to break down the CT side of TUD thus far.
No, they definitely haven't, and what's been clear throughout, you know, the last 5 rounds is that the rounds have been over very, very quickly. We haven't seen the clock really run down at all, so both teams are really duking it out, and so far it's been going the way of TUD quite convincingly, and Drag's almost getting a little, biting off a little bit more than he could chew there, but gets away with 10 HP. But what's interesting, Ferrex, is that we are on cash again today, so we can draw some kind of comparisons between the last game that was played where you took part yourself and how both teams here are approaching cash. So far, obviously, TUD get a 5-round lead into the 6th round, so you know, UCD really need to start thinking about how do they crack the CT system here, because they don't want to let their T side go completely to waste. Cash is infamously a little bit CT sided, especially with this AUG meta. I'm always very hesitant of saying that now since our university challenge that we casted just a few days ago, but
well, actually, I might correct you there a little bit, because actually, based on my knowledge, Cash is actually one of the more T-sided maps in the game. Obviously, with the new CT AUG meta, that's sort of changed a little bit, but Cash traditionally has been a little bit T-sided, so I mean, obviously that's not showing at all at the moment for the UCD Swans, but yeah, just based on what I know, Cash is actually a little bit T-sided. It's not uncommon to see 8-7, 7-8 halves for the T-side, even with this new AUG meta for the CTs.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree on that front. Now, TUD are leading away, blazing ahead so far in this game, but we'll see what UCD can bring to the table now. In your opinion, is this where you call the timeout? If you were the IGL for UCD Swans at this point, do you call the timeout and have a chat about what's going wrong, or are you going to duke it out for a few more rounds?
100%, because I mean, we're pushes like that from Extinct to Incipiens. You know, we'd look to him as one of the high fragging players in UCD, and just, you know, completely deleted there by Extinct. UCD, Extinct swinging around, taking out Evan. Rubish is going to be able to trade him out, but No Fear finding a quick 2k. It's just Turtle left. A little bit of an angle here on Fork. I don't think he's going to be able to get more than one. That's exactly what happens. But I mean, yeah, at the moment, you know, Drags needs to take a step back here and say, okay, what are we doing wrong? Needs to clear the head a little bit. And there we go. Finally, we're gonna see a pause. So, gonna allow us to break this one down a little bit more, Cardinal. I think at the moment, I mean, look, UCD, they're doing their things right. They're throwing their utility and that sort of thing, but they're being caught out by aggression from TUD. You know, we just saw in that previous round, they're Extinct pushing into Squeaky, taking out Incipiens, who was trying to avoid the flash, and it's happened a few times on B as well. TUD continuously getting aggressive in these scenarios, and it's just what's catching UCD out. So, possibly what they need to do is sit back a little bit, see if TUD are going to get over aggressive and come to them. If they can find a free opening pick into these rounds, it'll make their site takes an awful lot easier. But I mean, UCD, you know, they're traditionally, at least from what I know, quite aggressive on their defaults. They're, particularly Incipiens over on B has this utility set to allow them to take checkers control, but at the moment that's not really working for UCD. We're not really seeing them take checkers control all that much in these rounds. And I mean, it's something you pointed out yourself, is that these rounds are going quite fast. You know, we're seeing the UCD players coming onto sites with more than a minute left on the clock. So something they definitely need to look at, I think, is slowing these rounds down and trying to wear the TUD Apes out a little bit.
Yeah, and it might be a potential factor where they could notice that this aggression is coming out from TUD on the CT side, like you pointed out with Incipiens in Squeaky Door earlier, and just sit back and let them come and make the mistake and then capitalize on that once you've got the advantage. But hopefully once this unpause comes out, we will see some of that in action. Incipien's actually, unfortunately, hitting the James Bond with the 007. Not ideal, but I'd imagine we haven't heard all from Incipient so far in this game, and he should come alive pretty soon. So 7-0 the scoreline now. We're coming into round number 8. UCD just on the Deagles. TUD have got plenty of money in the bank. Absolutely no problems buying up there. Extinct leading the way with 12 frags already. And interestingly, not seeing any AUGs on the CT side this round. 2 AKs after being retrieved. Obviously favouring more traditional setups. Incipient's there, having a bit of a mare with the smoke grenade.
I think he lagged out.
Possibly.
But it's this aggression again. Look, Extinct just pushing through, I mean, completely unchecked, and it's just catching UCD out time and time again, and Incipient's quite able to connect those shots. Both players just about getting away. Extinct, clever nade there to Incipient's back. He's just about going to be able to get away, and it's a 4 versus 5. But again, Cardinal, it's just something we're seeing. TUD, they're taking these picks into B main and A main, and when they're not seeing any UCD players, they're just able to push the whole way down and catch them in the back, and it's something UCD really need to look at, I think, because it's costing them an awful lot of rounds.
I'm gonna have to agree with you so far, Ferrix. It's really been a very one-sided affair on this first half of Cash, and it is just a best of 1 for everybody watching at home to remember, so every single round counts. It's so important. Incipients, though, does well to find a frag there as he's jumping down, but I can't imagine UCD are going to get a whole lot done there. The nade is going to take out Evan as well. Aract on the bomb site. Just going to sit tight and wait for his team, but oh, swings out wide. Will have to switch to the USP, but just about gets it done, and that's another round on the board now for TUD, 8-0. And I'm not quite sure what UCD need to do here. It's looking very, very grim in terms of statistics so far, Ferrix.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and Arcs there, good 4K on site to hold them off, but UCD, you know, 2 kills on a deco is all that bad, all things considered, but I think UCD, yeah, again, we just need to see them just holding back, waiting for these pushes, because here goes Extinct again, pushing into A main, and he's going to get punished for it. That's the sort of thing we need to see from UCD now. They're grouping up, holding these angles that the TUD players are continuously abusing and punishing them for that. So that's good stuff there by UCD. They're finally recognizing what they need to be doing in these rounds. So that's going to give them the early man advantage for, it seems to be, first round in forever. But No Fear is going to go hunting. A flash through is going to take down Rubish, but Turtle is there with the trade, and Evan going to find the entrant to be, taking the head off of Paj. It's just Arak left. Does have the AWP to hand on site, but 4 UCD players soon to be encroaching onto him. I don't think he's going to be able to get much done, especially with Ventake so slow on the rotate, still over on A. He doesn't have much reason to. Arak, that Molotov not quite being thrown just in time. Smoke is going to extinguish it, so 4 versus 2, and here comes the hit from UCD now. Drag's going to flash out, not going to catch out Arc, but he does manage to just about get away. He's going to repeat this and take down Turtle, and Arc still going eventually. Does get dropped by Drags, but not before he actually manages to leg him, and that nade so close. 2 of the UCD players so low, so this is still quite doable for Ventig. He does have a kit, but no utility to work with, and Evan actually burning alive is going to make this even easier for Ventig should he decide to go for it, but I'm not sure if he knows just how low these UCD players are. He's just holding at the moment, waiting to see if anybody's going to push him, but UCD is so passive. This is what they're so good at, is they just don't peek at all in these afterplants. Drags, or maybe Incipients, undoubtedly yelling at them to just hold their position, just hold. There's no reason to peek anything,
no.
And Ventek is going to spray 2 down, but I think the time is too far gone. Drags is probably going to go into the bomb here. Ventek still holding from CT. Drags, even if he gets away, which he doesn't, I think was going to go down to the bomb, and Ventek cleaning up the end of that round is going to make it costly for UCD nonetheless, keeping their economy in check, and that's good stuff there by him, because Turtle is not going to be able to buy utility if he decides to buy Head Kevlar, which he should, but yeah, Turtle going to be without any utility in this round, so could be a key element missing for UCD. Turtle is one of the more supportive players on this side, but obviously the economy for TUD is so strong they're able to fully invest into this one. Arc's posted up on B with the AWP, not going to be able to connect the shot through that smoke. That nade not going to do much damage either. Incipients has now managed to take checks control. Arak uncharacteristically missing a shot there. So this is more like it from UCD, taking away these sections of map control from the CTs and slowly working their way towards sites, Cardinal.
Yeah, and that was what was key there, was that in the last round when they got the man advantage and they had the advantage coming into the latter end of the round, they did manage to convert it. That's the key point there. So not only is that a round on the board, but it's also a bit of confidence as well to know that they can get it done. It was very close. It did come down to the wire, but 1-8 is going to be the first round for UCD coming into round number 10. And we can see now both teams are playing a lot more cagey around each other. You know, we're getting into the end of these rounds now. The clock is starting to run down. Still 45 seconds left in this round, so plenty of time to go to either bomb site for UCD. But they are playing a lot more passive early on and waiting for TUD to make the mistake, and I think that's the key for them if they want to make something to their T side. But 32 seconds left now, and here comes the smokes out into mid, so establishing a bit of mid control. No Fear is going to be the first one. Beautiful spray down through the smoke, and Rubish is going to be on the receiving end of that. And meanwhile, the hit coming onto the B-bomb side as well, as Paj and Arak with it all to do. Oh, but Paj running out of ammo at the worst possible time. His teammates there to help him out though, and they do manage to mop it up and clean up the round. So 3 players left alive for TUD. Convincing hold from them. And I think it was unfortunate for UCD that they couldn't establish any of that mid control. As soon as the first player went down through the smoke, that kind of shut down the mid push from them. 9-1 now in favour of TUD.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, but what's interesting there is that TUD, you know, they saw that they got punished last round for getting aggressive there in A main, and that round they didn't push anything. They just held their lines, and that's what won them the round. But that's a harsh reset for UCD. No money in the bank. They're gonna force into this one, but it's only Deagles, and Extinct is only able to get one before he goes down to Evans Deagle. But Paj holding that cross with the op. Interesting to push onto the site here with an op in hand. Does have a CZ as well, but if he misses that first shot with the op, he's going to go down pretty quickly. That's an op for UCD, but Paj is going to find the kill onto Rubish, and it's a 4 versus 2. Drags has managed to achieve the All of Extinct, but Paj is too fast for him, stepping out of quad and just deleting him from the server. It's only Evan. That all going to get recycled once again, and is he going to go for the exact same peak? Hopefully not. But No Fear now encroaching onto mid, starting to cage Evan in. Paj going to flash Ventake in, and that's TUD there, showing that they're not just a team of aimers. They are able to flash each other onto angles and that sort of thing. Evan is going to catch out Ventake, so it's a little bit costly for TUD. Nearly takes down Paj as well. Going to make his way towards the site. Still has 40 seconds, but No Fear is close behind. Evan has it all to do in this round, and Arak is going to spot him and take him down with the op. Give TUD their 10th round, and UCD at the moment is just falling apart from them. They don't have any response to this T side. Obviously they had the CT side. Obviously they had that one round, Cardinal, but it was just TUD getting over aggressive.
Yeah, and they've definitely stepped back a bit now, play a little bit more passively and opt into a more default setup here on the CT side, and that's netted them the last 2 rounds in a row. So very unfortunate reset for UCD, and we're coming towards the end of the first half so far, and UCD haven't been able to crack this T side at all, bar that one miraculous round that they managed to make work. But now just Glocks P250 on Evan. The counter boost from Ventake though, that's going to net him 2 fast kills, and Evan does the same and is going to pick up the AK, but triple up on the CT side. Not something you see very commonly, but TUD obviously playing with so much confidence. They know they've got enough skill to wield 3 ops. Let's just see, can they put it into practice here as Paj swings wide, and he's going to not expect Evan to be out so far with the AK in hand. He's going to pick up the kill. Now UCD start to move towards the bomb site, and it's just Arak here to hold this back, and with the op in hand he can get overwhelmed very quickly, but he's going to find 2 kills. Evan and Mr. Turtle are gone down with the USB nice tapping away. Rubish has the ult, but what a flick from Arak. He holds on 3 versus 1. Op in hand, and that's going to be 11-1 to TUD. And oh, Ferrex, like, UCD just can't get anything going.
It's so uncharacteristic of UCD there, is they're just going one by one there onto the site. They're facing Arak one by one. All they have to do is just peek him as 3 men, and you know, he's down straight away. But fortunately not to take away from Arc, they did very well to be playing around that box and controlling the fight as much as he could, but it's just not the the UCD that we're used to seeing at the moment, Cardinal. And Incipiens, this utility set is so deadly with Padge praying through the smoke again. Feels like it's the third or fourth time he's done that now. Drax is going to find a trail onto Arc and spins around. Turtle is going to take down Ventake. It's only Padge on site with the AUG in hand, has it all to do, finds the first one at the Turtle, but Evans there at the trade, and this is more like it from UCD now. This fast play, going as a team, working together, and the B-side is going to fall. No fear from CT, and Extinct in Heaven going to get dropped by the Molotov. Not before he takes one though. It's going to give No Fear the 1 versus 1, and bomb's not even planted. It's onto Rubish. Does tag No Fear down, but he's playing this headshot angle, and Rubish going to be able to find that final shot to give UCD their second round. And well, like I was saying, Cardinal, that is more like it from UCD, going as a team. That fast play worked out for them in the end on B, overwhelming the B players for TUD.
They did, and some really nice opening frags there to get themselves into checkers and out onto the bomb site. It got a little bit dicey towards the midsection of that round as some of the players started to go down. There was a little bit of chaos on the B bomb site, but managed to make it work. That's what matters. You got to put rounds on the board at the end of the day. And now, ooh, huge damage been dealt by that nade, and Aract is going to burn in the fire and checkers. 4 AUGs across the board. He is actually going to pick up a kill on Incipiens. That's very unfortunate. Not extinguished by the smoke, but man advantage now in favour of TUD as Aract is playing this very deep, and both players not expecting. Drag spins in time, but Ventake is there to help him out. Gonna find a second kill before Mr. Turtle can chime out with the op. Now he's left in the 1-on-3. Mr. Turtle caught between a rock and a hard place. There's TUD players all around, and the bomb is not on his back as he rings out the first shot.
Not
then
like
again,
this.
yeah. Very, very unfortunate there, but we're coming into round number 15 now, the end of the first half, and the scoreline, Jack, I hate to say it, but it's looking very, very grim for UCD.
It's dire, and again, it's a reset. It almost feels like TD are doing this deliberately. They're letting UCD get one round and then just resetting them again to keep that economy so low, and it's working absolutely perfectly for them. UCD going to go for the fast A play, all 5 players there. It worked for them previously on B, so hoping to recreate that on A, perhaps. Extinct going to be lying in wait here. That nade is going to do actually an awful lot less damage than I expected. It didn't go quite as deep. Rubish taking 1 HP. Oof. Just spraying through left side. Perfect timing. Gonna take down Rubish even further. And there's 4 players for TUD here at the moment. Perfectly reading this play, and UCD are gonna walk right into it. Evans spinning around, taking down Extinct, but all the kill feed is just full of TUD players. Taking down UCD players, and Padge with that final kill with the CZL's Drag S. This is absolutely abysmal from UCD at the moment. I'm sorry to say it, but they're just not showing up. Evan, 12 kills at the half, is leading the way, and that's not really something you want to see. Incipiens at the bottom of the scoreboard, only 2 kills for him, and that's not something you want to see either. And I mentioned it earlier on in the game. He's one of the players you look to in terms of putting up numbers or UCD, and unfortunately he's just not tuned into this game at the moment. 13-2 at the score at the half, excuse me, Cardinal.
Yeah.
What do you think UCD can do with this CT side?
So they've got a mountain to climb, if we're being frank about it. They've got a very, very tall order to bring this game even back to a somewhat reasonable scoreline, but I want to pick your brains on this one, Ferrex, because we're in a unusual position of you just haven't played a game yourself. So if you are on the UCD side here, how do you approach this knowing that you've got very few chances of making mistakes here if you want to even give yourselves a chance in this game? What's the game plan here?
I mean, you kind of have to take this round by round. You can't really look at the scoreboard and say, oh, we're 13-2 down, oh damn it. They have to just pretend, all right, we've had a 7-8 half or something like that, we have a good chance of winning this, because if they let this get to them, it's going to end the game. And yeah. TUD, they're going to head out for the B rush here. 3 players for UCD, not going to be able to get anything done. Evan finds 1 before he's dropped, and Rubish still on site, ducking around headshot. Drag's coming in from heaven. Finally going to find the headshot onto Extinct. 2 versus 3. There's still a little bit of chance for UCD, but if Ventake is going to find this kill onto Drags, he doesn't. Drags takes him down. 2 versus 2, and No Fear is only on 27 HP, so UCD making this work. Drags getting aggressive. That's exactly what UCD need at the moment. It's just Padge left. 1 versus 2, and Turtle finally arriving to support Drags. Does have a kit and a smoke, so they have the time to hold this off. They know bomb is down on site. Padge has to make the play here. He has to be the one to get aggressive, or at least cross the site to get this bomb down. Looks like he's going to go get aggressive. He's going to hunt this kill. Turtle is going to be the first man to fall. Will Padge expect the second player? He doesn't, but Drags, fortunately, not quite able to connect the shot. He's going to go back and retrieve that kit. That could be crucial in this round. Padge, though, is playing this so patiently. He has so much time to work with. Eventually, is going to stick that plant. This is so tense at the moment. This is, you know, if Drags loses this, it's kind of game over for UCD, but he's not going to do that. 4K for him in the pistol. UCD going to be absolutely overjoyed with that one. Picking up this pistol round, and, well, this could be the start of something to come, Cardinal.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. They've given themselves the pistol, and they've given themselves a huge chance at round number 4 on the board as well. That's crucial. At the same time, you know, they've got a huge job to do to bring this game back, but that's the perfect start. Drags with a huge round, 4K for himself. The one tap as he gets the bomb planter as well, just at the very end. So really good individual play from him, as we expect and we know him to be. But this is a very important round as well, Ferex, and we know TUD have shown their prowess aim-wise so far, and they've got 5 deagles across the board. Ventake even has Kevlar, so they're not quite out of this one yet. But as I say that, Incipiens is going to pick up a kill on Ventake. He's going to get dropped. That is the raid boss, so to speak, out of this round. Padge is tapping away with the deagle. UCD just trying to take this round as cleanly as they can. They don't want to drop any players if possible and bring everything they've got into the next round, but TUD have slapped on the brakes now as they slow down. A couple of players in A main, very close to some of the UCD players on the opposite side of the wall. And here comes the push. Incipiens, flashbang's not really going to connect there, but Incipiens is there. Evan helps him out. Last player left is no fear with it all to do. Not going to get it done, and very nice round from UCD. They managed to pick it up, and just Evan goes down, so that's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, good clean sweep there by UCD, holding off that little bit of a, you know, a deagle buy from TUD. Did well to keep 4 players alive, but TUD, we know how dangerous they can be, and they have rifles in hand, and this is the round where they can do it. 5 AKs and 2 of the UCD players. 3 of the UCD players, excuse me, still on SMGs. They're going to go for some heavy mid presence here, but Evan's going to hear those footsteps in A, I think, and it's all 5 players for TUD here at the moment, and No Fear stepping out is going to get dinked down to 57 HP with the UMP and spraying through the smoke. Evan not able to connect to anything. Drags is going to get dropped, and that's a crucial kill for TUD because Drags is an absolute linchpin on this UCD side at the moment, and Art pushing back in the main is going to catch Incipiens, who was fast on the flank. 5 versus 3 now. Evan's going to get dropped as he goes up to heaven, and just all the frags going the way of TD at the moment. Ventake, despite being fully blind, is still going to find Rubish. It's only a turtle left in this round. Just fell apart so fast for UCD after they took the initiative on mid. It's all on Mr. Turtle, and Padge is going to catch him through the smoke. 5 players staying up for TUD, and that's them saying to UCD, well, anything you can do, we can do better.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself, and now UCD have a very tough choice to make. They haven't got a huge amount of money in the bank. We're going to see the force spike come out. They've got to try. I mean, at this point, they've got to try their best and see what they can get done. Incipiens is going to have the AWP in hand. Evan's got the deagle. Just the one rifle and the one SMG. Drags actually fully flashed there. Pulled back just in time before getting taken out. Incipiens is going to miss a key shot though, but he doesn't miss again. No Fear's gone down. They need to start having these frags go their way as 2 kills get traded back in favour of TUD. Make that 3 as Ventake finds a kill as well. Now it's Evan and Mr. Turtle, but there's a huge headshot from Evan as he retrieves the AK as well. In the 2-on-2 now. Evan has got the defuse kit as the bomb goes down, so it's still all to play for here. Molotov does get deployed, just Ventake and Arak to hold off this retake. As Evan taps away, Mr. Turtle has still only got the SMG, so needs to get closer to the bomb site to make this happen. As both players, oh, but a huge shot from Ventake and Arak as well. Both UCD players go down, and now they're staring down the barrel of match point.
Yeah, incredible stuff. I mean, this is just, it's stunning to watch, Cardinal. I mean, UCD, you know, everything we know about them kind of just out the window. Facing against this TUD side, they just have no idea what to do, and gonna buy their way as much as they can into this one with what little money they have left. Incipien's the only one with SMG, and No Fear just gonna bomb it out mid. Drag's gonna be the first one to the chopping block. Gonna get dropped as he's falling back to highway. No Fear just so aggressive. TUD so confident at this stage, they just don't care anymore. They're not playing with respect at all. Incipiens, I'll find the nice kill onto No Fear, punishing him for getting overly aggressive there. Auto Director, not liking me. Ventake is going to drop Rubish over on B. In the meantime, it's a 3 versus 3. Make that a 3 versus 2. As Incipiens still fighting the way. I don't know about you, Cardinal, but Auto Director for me is still spectating No Fear, who's dead here on Highway.
Yeah, I had to switch off.
Yeah, there we go.
Classic Auto Director.
Back on Incipiens. That's a stupid bug. 2 versus 3 though. Bomb has been planted over on B. Incipiens not able to find Padge in B main. And I mean, neither of the UCD players have rivals at the moment. Ventake, that shot onto Evan, I think, is going to be the final nail in the coffin. Turtle, the only one left. With it all to do, and he's not going to be able to get it done. 16-4. And, well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, this is just not the UCD we've seen so far in this tournament.
No, and it is going to end up 16-4 in favour of TUD Apes, and that was just a masterclass from them on cash. There's not really much you can do in the way of analysis to break that one down. Unfortunately, a very one-sided affair, but it's still GG's all around, and it is going to be TUD Apes to take the best of one on cash.
It's fantastic showing there from them. First taking on the champions, Trinity 16-2 on Overpass, and UCD 16-4 on cash. So nobody seems to have any response to them at the moment. Incredible stuff. But I think, Cardinal, going to be all from us tonight.
That's it. That is it. Yep, it's going to be all from us for this evening. So it is going to finish up, as I've said, 16-4 in favour of TUD Apes, with a very dominant performance from them on cash. Commiserations to UCD. They tried their best, couldn't make it work. But as Ferrex alluded to, that is going to be all from us for this evening. So thank you to everybody who tuned in, not only for game number 1, but also for game number 2. My name has been Jason Cardinal Power, and I've been joined by Jack Ferrex Price. We've been your casters for this evening, and we'll be back again soon with more Irish College Esports.
Thank you very much.